Hi dear writers, today's video's intro is gonna be a bit different than usual because I want to take you through my painting preparation. Today I need two different bucket paints. The first one is the grey paint which I'll need for the background coat. I already had a grey left over in this bucket, plus I am adding some new white and black paint. A little more black, drill mixing, and so far so smooth. About this one, easy peasy. Now, for the fill-in I took a greenish bucket paint that I already had a leftover and I gave it a pre-mix to make it liquid again. It was standing for so much time in my storage that it became solid. And then I took a dark green bucket paint that I've been ignoring for months. Indeed, it looks like the fucking map of the world that has been abandoned for over 100 years in a fucking basement. I added the liquid part into the lil bucket, more white, and then mix session. But sadly the process isn't always smooth. The nice and fancy shots are over because now I have to clean up these. Oh shit, fuck. Okay, and these. I guess I stepped into paint. Oh yeah. That's what really means painting with bucket paint. It's not all about roller, brush and having fun. I like it a lot, but sometimes it's not as smooth as I would like. I thought I was done with this, but I want it to be a little bit darker. Sounds perfect, but now I have to do a mess. I hope that this liquid part is gonna be enough to make it a little darker. I really don't have time, neither willpower, to make this solid part liquid now. I'm just hoping that at the end of the day here I won't be forced to call a cleaning company. This is very liquid. I don't feel like much is changed except the density of this bullshit. This is very liquid now. I am a bit frustrated. Your job was as useless as important. This does make sense. I don't know. So, let's get an empty bucket. Fanculo la merda. Why did I decide to paint this fucking morning? So, I will need that anyway. This floor here is exactly what I have in my brain right now. So I will just put half of this green in here, like this. Then I need a bit more of density. I will add a bit of black and a bit of white. Yeah, this is a little bit less green and just slightly more dense. I have this. I'm completely going freestyle now. I am making a lot of people upset because I'm not making tries and stuff, but no time. Let's see what happens. Ooh! This is way nicer than I expected. I will add a little white in it. Let's see what we get now. I think this is it. No! Fuck. Sono stupido. I am stupid. Another not funny struggle phase of the bucket paint process is to clean everything up. Is obviously one of the things I hate the most. However, today I'm doing all this mess for a good reason. Today's purpose is to go cheap. That's why I prepared two buckets, and that's why I'm gonna outline my piece with cheap spray paint. Oh yeah. Well, it's fucking late. I woke up at 8:30, I started preparing all the painting stuff at 9:30, and now I am at the wall and it's 12:30. I knew already that finishing today this piece would have been very difficult. Now it's 99.9% impossible. And to understand my struggle, I want you to get more into my week schedule, but first I will make the sketch. I feel like one of that normie vloggers now. I feel like I am professional, earning money from YouTube to make a living. But since all this is just my brain that's completely stoned by the fumes of the bucket paint, I could start the sketch because all this is an illusion. Otherwise, the wall is real. Let's stick to reality. And actually, I'm very happy to paint here today. If you know, you know. Let's paint. As always, I made a giant tag with the shapes of the letters in order to get some proportions. Indeed, I am starting a little bit too much on the left, and now that I'm going to do the real first lines, I will push everything slightly towards the right. I've done some first lines. My arm is fucking shaking because I've been transporting this bag, which is a bit heavy, so I will sit for a while eating this energy bar. I hope it will help. Oh. As always, I refined the sketch with the color that contrasts with the ones I used previously. Never like in this case, it was really messy, and now the sketch is way more clear. I don't really feel better than before. I feel like I don't have much energy. I don't know why, maybe I'm just a little sick. However, I also added the 724 that on the sketch was not actually planned, but I feel like I want to add it. Now it's time to make all around my sketch painted in gray. Oh yeah. I just hope that this is gonna be enough. As voiceover maker, I know that fortunately it was enough. However, it's time for you to know even more my struggle. Let me show you my week schedule. So today, the painting day, is Wednesday, and I would really like to finish today because Thursday I'll be busy doing non-graffiti stuff till 3 PM. And after it, I'll directly go to a place 1 hour far from where I live to get 2 big buckets of black paint. This because Friday evening I will paint 80 meters of this wall in black for a special painting that will happen the next day, Saturday. This is a story you will see in another video, by the way. So you might say you could finish that piece on Friday morning or on Sunday. Well, Friday I'll do non-painting stuff till 5 PM, that's why I will paint the wall in black at night. And Sunday, well, I'd like to rest. Spoiler, I won't be able to do it. However, the meaning of all this is that I have to finish today. Okay, so I've completed the coat of paint all around my piece. I've also been eating in the last 10 minutes some kind of mice chips. That's gonna be my whole meal today. Maybe I just needed to eat something because now I feel much better than before. And I mean, it's also possible that not having a breakfast and not having coffee in the morning probably wasn't the best idea, so I was feeling kind of sick because of that. Let me know if you liked that intro where I showed you everything is hidden usually in my videos. However, let's make them green, or I don't know, is this green? I think so. Yo, I am still alive, even if my camera was not. Whatever, I have done the coat of paint, actually 2 coats of paint. As I expected, the tone is not that shiny, but it's okay. Now it's time for the background, which is gonna be violet, and that I hope it will enhance a bit the piece. As you can see, this piece is not perfectly in the middle of this section of the wall. I have more empty space on its right side than the left side, so I want to balance it out, putting more background in this area. I basically will do a big arrow towards the right and some other little elements. This is how the sketch of the background came out. I have no background at the bottom, I will just do some lines. As you have seen, I tried to do some kind of backgrounds here, but I have not enough space, and I hope that's gonna not look like it's stupid. I could also do something like this. I have an idea. I'll get rid of these and I will just do some lines, like the background has some pillars or something like that. I'll just do it thicker. Not bad, it might work. Let's fill it up. I have pain in my hand and my back will hurt. This arrow is too big. Okay, so the background is filled up. I have one more hour of daylight. I won't tell it to you, but maybe I can, you know, do it, outline. For the occasion, I have a high quality RAL Smalto Acrilico professional quality Silvani spray can. I will use a level 1 skinny cap because in my opinion on Silvani cans the level 1 is the cap that performs better than the others, but I am a little bit scared about that because I am not using a level 1 skinny cap for an outline for a long time now, so yeah, let's see. I have to do a lot of cutbacks with the bucket paint, hoping for the best. Well, it doesn't really make sense to me to paint like this, because it's not fun basically, but I want this piece to look good and this is the only way for me. No, please don't clog. Okay. Che spazio. Okay, so to make these thin section lines I will use a proper can, Montana Black, because I can do this with the cheap one, but I would mess it up for sure at least one time. I've messed it up also with a normal can. It's time for the highlights. So, dear riders, the sun is already set. Is going to be blue hour, I think, in a few minutes. However, I'm done. Fortunately, I finished today and I'm very happy because, I mean, a one color filling piece, it has to be done in one day. This is how one day of painting looks like.
First of all, I don't like this piece at all, but let's go step by step. In general, I would say that this piece is a bit unusual, but the thing is that on the sketch it was unusual already, but on the paper I like it, otherwise on the wall I do not. And that's because they are very different from each other. Talking about the setup, there are some visible differences that makes the real piece less cool than the sketch. In terms of setup, in theory we are talking about a drop cap style, a kind of style where the first letter is bigger than the others. Sadly, this effect is not well done on the wall, because the E and the N are taller than on the sketch, and also the 7-4 placing makes this mistake even worse. The second mistake is about the bottom stick of the E, which is also the core of the whole piece setup, since on it depend the upper part of the E, the N and partly the T. As you can see on the sketch, it is less bended, less long, a bit more rounded, shorter and this pointy edge is way smaller. Indeed, I added a chip to balance it out, but honestly, as vent from the future and so wiser vent, I can tell you that it isn't a good solution. However, visually it isn't that different, but it changed the whole setup. Especially about the T, because since the E ends a bit more towards the right than it should, the T is less slanted and so it is uglier. On Sketch, it is way more dynamic. About the letters themselves, leaving out what I already said, the V is okay, but there is too much empty space here. It doesn't work because I did it only one time. If there was another empty area like this one somewhere else in the piece, it would be a style choice, but this way it is just an overbalancing. The E doesn't work at all, and that's because it is completely different if you compare it with the E that's on the sketch. The upper stick is differently slanted and the middle one is too large. The N is simply not straight. And, well, about the T I already spoke enough. I just want to say that I added this chip to fill this negative space. But if I just respected the original proportions, it wasn't going to be needed. That's the whole point. The background works even if its color is slightly too light. And also that kind of brackets are a good idea. I can work with that. The color scheme is nice. I just wanted to add some effects, but I didn't have the right color to do it, so I didn't. And even if this piece is almost a complete fail in my opinion, fortunately to make it I paid just a few bucks. That's because the buckets of paint were for free since taken from the trash. Then I've made the first lines with leftovers. For the yellow overline I used a tiny bit of a can I'll use for overlines, first lines and small things only, at least for 5 more times, so I will consider 1/5 of its cost. Same thing or even better about the highlights color, because I used it 8 times already and it will last at least 10 more paintings. I fully paid only 2 cans, the trash one for the outline and the background violet. So this is the whole cost of this piece. So guys, I hope you liked this video and the economic and stylistic breakdown. If you did, please leave a like, a comment and share this with a friend, and of course subscribe to the channel if you aren't subscribed already. However, I will see you in 1 or 2 weeks, I don't know, because the real life sucks and the graffiti life doesn't pay off. See you next time, hopefully with a better piece.